Hi everyone, welcome to the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. My name is Frank DeMora, and if you'd like to get a copy of my book, The Last Chronicles of Planet Earth, you can go to my website, and once you're there, you'll see the front and back cover of my book. You can, right below it, there's a link. Click to the link, you can download the book for free today. And today I'm going to be discussing some of the current events, as I normally do, that came up in October, and today is October the 28th. Now, if you want to go to my website, go to www.demoraministry.com, or you can go to www.bibleprophecyman.com. And what I want to share with you right now is the prophecy in the Old Testament, where God shows Daniel specific signs about the last generation. And the last generation, according to Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, is going to be one that would increase in knowledge, and people would be traveling back and forth. And we see all of these things taking place in one single generation, and that's our generation, the one that obviously that God pointed out as being the increased of knowledge generation, which is us. Now, since the birth of the computer, this generation has accelerated to heights in knowledge like no other generation in the history of man. And don't take my word for it, ask any scientist, because any scientist who's worth his salt will acknowledge the fact that our generation has in fact become the increased in knowledge generation. And primarily, the birth of the computer has sped up all of this. So this is all part of Bible prophecy. Now, when you look into the reports that I've given to, when you scroll down after you watch my video, you'll see the reports and the links so that you could read the reports right there for yourselves. And here's the first one. The headline: Chinese computer trumps U.S. as one of the world's fastest. It says, the Chinese Scientific Research Center has built the fastest supercomputer ever made, replacing the United States as the maker of the swiftest machine and giving China bragging rights as technological superpower. Now, when you read down, I'm going to give you some other information which are at my site. You can read that information, but for now, I just want to show you that the Chinese have developed a huge supercomputer. And this is outdone the United States. And computers like this, when you read information about it, will show you that this computer will be able to mark everyone's identity. In other words, a computer like this is so fast it can have all the information on every single person on this planet without any trouble at all. And this is very significant because we're told that not only are we going to be an increase of knowledge generation, but that in that same generation there would be one man who would be called he's the Antichrist, who would come in the last days. And when he rose, he was going to be able to have the power to control the entire world's economy. And it says in Revelation 13, verses 16 through 17, that unless you take his mark or the number of his name, which will be placed in the right hand or the forehead, you're not going to be able to buy or sell anything. So we know for sure that one man will control the entire economy. So we also know in Revelation 24 that this man is going to go after anybody who doesn't go along with this new economic system that he establishes. So we know that he'll have control, and we know that it'll be a worldwide system. So in order to control the system, you have to have information on the people who are not in this system. And computers like this today, unlike the rest of the generations, it have now the means and the wherewithal to actually ID every single person on the face of the earth. So it is very, very meaningful when it comes to Bible prophecy. Now, in the scope of Daniel 12:4, where Jesus said also that people will be traveling back and forth at the same time with the increase in knowledge, when you scroll down, you're going to see a report from the Mail Online. it says 100-year Starship, the NASA mission that will take astronauts to Mars and leave them there forever. Now when you scroll down, you'll see some pictures. I'm just going to show you some of those pictures right now. And this is a picture of what the module will look like when they get to Mars. And it's very interesting when you read this. It says the mission is to boldly go where no man has ever gone before on a flight to Mars. The snag is that you'll never come back. The U.S. Space Agency, NASA, is actively investigating the possibility of humans colonizing other worlds such as the Red Planet in an ambitious project named the 100-Year Starship. The settlers, who will be sent supplies from Earth, but would go on the understanding that it would be too costly to make the return trip. NASA Ames Director Peter Warden revealed that one of NASA's main research centers, Ames Research Center, has received, and of course it says euro 1 million, funding starting on the project. The research team has also received an additional $100,000 from NASA. So they're planning a trip to go to Mars. Now, this could have never happened in anybody else's generation except for the one that God pointed out and said that that generation was going to have the knowledge. They got the computers. Because of the computers, now they got all the sophistication. They're brainy, very smart, so they're going to start traveling all over the place. They've been on the moon, and now they're going to be going to Mars, a one-way trip to Mars to establish colonies for the future. And, excuse me, this could have never happened unless God saw it, and He told us about it, and it's actually taken place now. When He said they'll be traveling back and forth, He didn't mean just on the earth. I don't believe He meant they're going to be traveling all over the place, in space, in outer space, and this is the only generation who's able to do that. Now, not only are they traveling back and forth into space on a regular basis, but people are traveling back and forth around this planet for other reasons. Some of those reasons have to do because of massive floods, earthquakes and tsunamis pushing the waves, destroying communities, famines, heat, wars. There's all kinds of reasons why people are forced to travel away and then come back. This is all happening in the same generation. Now when you scroll down, I'm going to go into some of the other reports that I pulled up for today, October 28th, 2010.